Hi, I'm Johnny B, and welcome to McKinney ISD Sports Talk as we take a look at this year's soccer season, and our focus is on McKinney High School, and great to be joined by Coach Alex Pantarotto and Coach Alan Pocock. And you guys have been kind of like a married couple, right? You guys have been together a long time. How many years you guys been coaching together?
This is our 21st year together. I've been there for 21 years. He's been a little longer.
91, and then a couple years later.
So 21 and almost 23 years. Wow, incredible. Lots changed since first year, huh?
Well, yes, but at the same time, we still share our office. We are the only sport that decided to share the office. So we both together every day.
Wow, that's incredible. Let's talk about the girls' side first of all, and it's a district that's pretty competitive, and you also get North again, which, as you both coaches were talking about, pretty much you can throw out any record when it comes to the crosstown game.
Yes, we came out of a very successful year last year, and I think the expectation is very high, and I'm trying to put the brakes on this because you still have to go win every single game on district for you to be the champion, at least on the district side. But we're going to be facing some teams that are going to be very difficult for us. We have Wiley East, which went to the state finals last year. We're going to have, again, North, like you said, that is always going to be a battle. We're going to have a team on Lovejoy that is going to be difficult too. And, of course, Prosper won district last year. So it's going to be a battle for that. And I hope to get the girls ready for it.
You come in preseason ranked third, and you have some talent as well. How do you think your team and your squad matches up against these other teams?
Well, I think the talent is there. Now the fact of making them play together is the most difficult thing for a coach. And I think on the girls' side, they have to become kind of friends before they can actually play together. And so a lot of things that we do is so they get to know each other, they get to enjoy being with each other. And so the expectation is high, but I hope we can match up to those expectations.
What are some of your keys that you think are the major keys for a successful season this year?
Well, I think playing well together it's the most important part for me. I mean, if we don't play well together, there is a higher chance of failing to what the goal is. And the goal is pretty high, set up by the players and by the parents. And so in order for us to match up that goal, we really have to be able to do the things that we did last year. That was to play relentless soccer. We play relentless defense and then take the opportunities that the other team gives you and take advantage of that and score, of course.
I believe we have some highlights from the girls' side that we're going to look at. And, Coach, you can tell us a little bit about these highlights and some of the things that we're going to see.
Yeah, this tournament was pretty much set up to get to see all the girls. We were the first. This is the first year that we have a 27-man roster, which is incredibly large. You know, we have a lot of girls coming to our program this year, so the selection process was difficult, and to get to see everybody in action, you not only have to play, but play tougher teams, so to see how they respond. And so this tournament was not so much about winning, or it was more about getting to see everybody in action.
It's a little bit tough, too, when you do have some folks returning, but building that team cohesiveness, and you said one of your keys is for that team to play well as a team. This kind of thing also, not only as a coach, gets you to evaluate your talent, but gets everybody to kind of get to know each other's style a little bit.
Yes, and consequently, by the way, we play some teams that are very good. We played Hebron, that was last year state champion, and we lost that game 1-0 on a corner kick, but we really played very well on that game. And then the Frisco game, which is ranked number 4th in the state, it was an even game for a while, but I managed to play all the freshmen on this game, and so there was not a lot of flow, but really my ability to see what the players can do.
How do you think your team looked after this tournament? Did you get a better idea as a coach of what you like and what you need to work on?
Yes, absolutely. That was the purpose of this. Is we saw a lot of things, good things, but we also saw a lot of things that we need to correct. So we have this week and next week to make sure that it get us ready for district.
How did your team respond in this? Did you think that they got a better idea as well of things that they need to work on and how they, and seeing other opponents for the first time too? You scrimmage so much against each other. Is a little bit different feel when it's game time.
Yes, and I think you were correct on that. It is not easy to go play out of a long break that we have for Christmas, and be able to play flawless. You know, we had some issues on the movement of the ball throughout the tournament, except I would say in the game against Hebron, I thought we really played very well on that game. But it was very windy, of course, and it's very difficult to play with the wind against you.
This time of year, too, the weather being a little bit more iffy, does that present a challenge?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think if you notice in most games, most goals are scored with the wind against you.
Coach, a tough season ahead, but you have a talented squad, and we appreciate talking to you. We look forward to seeing some of your matches.
Thank you for you inviting us here.
Absolutely. We turn now to talk to Coach Alan Pocock. Again, 23 years. I had a record of 262, 139, and 55. You remember all that?
Probably.
When you look at this year's schedule, and it's a tough district, and you said one of the things that you will be is battle tested before you hit that district. Tell us about your expectations for your team.
Definitely. It's kind of a mixed bag when your pre-district schedule is pretty much all tournaments. I don't know what you're going to get, and if you match up with ranked opponents or not, or easier, more difficult opponents. But opening up with our 2 scrimmages, beating Frisco and Wiley, it validated a lot of what we were doing first semester when you're really worried about judging everything based on how you did against JV or how you did against your reserves. So to carry that over now into full length, this counts on your record scenario of the tournaments. Was not exactly sure what to expect, given that we only had 2 returning starters and 12 first-time varsity players out of 23 that we've got full-time varsity roster. So the first game against Denton, pretty stout team. That team went 3 rounds last year, and they ended up winning all their games in this the Frisco tournament we were in. And against the wind, gave up a goal. With the wind, couldn't sneak it past the goal line several times. So that was a 1-0 loss, but then followed it up with a very morale-boosting, huge upset of number 3 ranked Wakeland, 1-0, and then still got to evaluate 20 players in that game, which for that level of competition is usually unheard of. But next day against Midlothian, came back out and had still some of the starters still trying to get the previous game out of their just kind of the lag of that effort. So wanted to pull in as many of our reserves as we can, and we got to evaluate all 26 players in that 3-2 win. They showed some good character in coming back twice from behind to win that match. So it's good to see a little bit of everything that first week. It's trial by fire for a number of them. And we get to square off again against Denton to kick off this week's Denton Geyer tournament on Thursday. So
talk about some of your key performers who you need to be in those leadership roles and have a good year, and what they have to bring to this squad.
Our full-time captain, Josh McAllister, 4-year varsity letterman. Counting on him a lot for leadership and maturity, and helping me communicate with new players, return players also that are searching for their role still. But we've got, it's kind of a double-edged sword, but we've got 13 seniors on the squad this year. And it can be a double-edged sword with that. You can, on the one hand, you'd think yourself, oh, that's a lot of senior egos to try to balance out. It can turn sour and poison the team. And some, we've seen in previous programs, even last year, that happened in some opponents. But on the flip side of that, it's the potential for a lot of stability, a lot of maturity, a lot of leadership. And it was interesting, and just talking with one of the freshmen that we brought up to come with us this last weekend, that got some good playing time against Wakeland and against Midlothian. Said, what'd you think? And he said, boy, it's a great experience. The guys are really mature on the bench. Boy, they're really focused. It's nothing like JV. But that's kind of that carryover of seniors knowing what's expected of them. You got to be ready to jump right into the game and contribute. And I like seeing that kind of atmosphere in our training sessions, carry over.
What are some of your keys this year that you think this Lions team has to be successful?
Well, I'm just wrapping up last year, just a laundry list of holes to fill. Every defender graduated, all but one midfielder graduated, both seniors graduated, and we basically had our 2 goalkeepers back and 2 midfielders back. That saw a significant amount of playing time last year. And being able to quickly, me personally, start from the back forward. You got to have a good foundation from defense. So I think probably our defenders have heard me in their ear more than just about any other position, and settling that down so that then we can build from that going forward and attacking. I know some people consider the best defense is a solid offense, so I kind of keep on promoting that through our new forwards as well. You guys got to be able to take a lot of pressure off of our new defenders here by making sure that you are treating the ball well and keep pressure on in defense, so that when these new, we've got so many varsity rookies are trying to move the ball under pressure, it's not a game that's constantly played out of our half. So it's been quite a balancing job of every position.
Coaches, really enjoyed talking to both of you. Congratulations we just got to talk to 44 years of coaching experience right here. We look forward to successful seasons.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that is McKinney ISD Sports Talk as we take a look at the McKinney Lions.